What's up everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we will be going over how I run razorfen downs and of course the loot that you can get from running this dungeon. So let's get started. Why do we care about razorfen downs? Well, because it is one of the best dungeons to get started with if you are just kind of dipping your toes into the water as far as gold making goes. So let's run through the dungeon specific blues real quick. There are quite a few, which makes this dungeon very, very nice. So first we have Bone Slasher, worth 71k region market. You have Corpse Shroud, which is worth 52. You have Death's Head Vestment, which is about 39.5k. You have Manslayer, which is 63k. You have Quill Shooter, Thoughtcast Boots, and Quillward Harness. Quill Shooter is 10k, it is the worst of the blues. Thoughtcast Boots are 92k, and Quillward Harness is 35k. So those are just the dungeon specific blues. So let's talk what else is really cool about RFD. So it is a very, very treasure chest heavy dungeon. What does that mean as far as loot goes? Well, you can actually get some really, really great patterns out of here. So ones that I personally have gotten already, I've gotten the rich purple silk shirt pattern from here. I've gotten the Plans golden scale boots, and I've also gotten the Plans the steel weapon chain. So aside from getting the really nice recipes in the treasure chests, this dungeon is also great for material. If you are an herbalist, you can get the grave moss. It's all around the dungeon. And if you are, I guess, not into any sort of gathering professions, you can still get quite a bit of material out of the treasure chest as well. And the one final thing, this dungeon actually does drop saltstone gear. So that's just like, that's the best part of it too. Not only do you have all of this great stuff, but you also have a chance of getting the saltstone gear, which sells for very, very nice on the auction house. All right, but that's it. That's our recap. Let's get running this dungeon. All right, guys. As always, I am running this on my Feral Druid. I have a speed set and I have Bear Tatar up. So real quick, what I didn't mention before material-wise is that all of these spiders here are actually a really, really great source of shadow silk, which is about a 78 gold region market. And the reason it's so high is because it is used to craft the shadow weave masks, which we discussed in one of our previous videos. So here is our first chest, and you do see that it is locked. So I have inscription, so I use my scroll of unlocking here to get it. Now you do not have to run this on your druid because it is actually a singular loop that you do. So you actually can run this, in the past I've run this on my rogue quite a bit just because it is very, very treasure chest heavy. But I like my druid now just because I do have my scroll of unlocking. To summon this boss right here, I'm sure you guys saw, but you hit this drum back here just to get him summoned. Kill all of the spiders in this room. And this is the last bit with spiders, but like I said, I mean, I've been running this quite a bit and I have a very, very nice stock of shadow silk to sell on the auction house or to craft. So I just come up and over and I hit these mobs here, and then I make a beeline while killing these mobs to this corner back here because you actually can get, we only have one here, but generally there is a chest here and there is a chest over on this left-hand side too. And I've always found that these two here are unlocked, which is very, very nice because some of the other ones in this dungeon are locked. So unless you bring a rogue or a druid, or I guess any class with inscription and the scroll of unlocking, you won't be able to open them. So right here, guys, I don't actually like to come up here because these skeletons on the left-hand side don't actually drop any loot. So generally I stand right here and I moonfire him down. Because I am an engineer, I use my Looterang, and because I am a night elf, I use my Shadow Meld to get out of it. Now, unfortunately, I know a lot of people play other classes other than night elf, so it really doesn't tack on a whole lot of time, but when you're running quite a few of these, it is very nice just to use your Shadow Meld and get out of having to kill mobs that don't drop loot. It's a little bit more efficient. That's why I also recommended coming on a rogue, because obviously you can use Vanish and kind of do the same thing right there. Now this area here is packed with mobs, but they're a little bit too spread out for my taste, so I do like to use my mass entanglement here just so I can get a good sprint going. And now I do kill all of these the roaches or the black rats here that cross my path just so I can maintain my Bear Tatar. And I do kill these. If you see this necrolite right here, he will spawn an additional mob. So I like to moonfire one of them in the pack. That way he has a chance to spawn his mob, because otherwise if you go up and swipe while he's still spawning, it won't actually work. You'll have to swipe again for him. And now, as you see, I am checking all of these huts because one of these contains a treasure chest. Now, it's about 50-50 on whether or not the chest is unlocked, which is once again why scroll up unlocking is very, very useful. But I just check all of them. I have not found where 2 of them have been up. There's always generally just one in the dungeon, and right here, this is the one that we found. But yes, I would check, like I said, I would check all of the huts until you find yours. And then at that point, you don't need to check anymore because there won't be another one up for you. But this is it. This is our last pack before this pack here. And then I do not kill this last boss. I think he does too much role playing. So for me, I just turn around and I hop onto this route actually. And this right here will lead you out to the front entrance. So it is a wonderful, wonderful dungeon. Like I said, you don't have to come on your druid. I just like to because I am the quickest on this one. But rogues are also perfect for this dungeon just because you can unlock all of the chests. Alright, and that's it. That's a nice, simple, short run of RFD. There isn't a whole lot to it, but it is a very, very, very nice dungeon to run to build up your auction house listings. So on that note, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video and want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing and hitting that bell button for alerts on all new content. And if you don't want to wait, come find me on Twitch under the same name, Seathrift. I will add a link in the description below. I host Loot Appraiser challenges 5 nights a week, and I give away pets every weekend, so I hope to see you there. Thanks, guys.